You know, today is the day that we're working on a tabletop exercise on cybersecurity. That tabletop exercise is the first tabletop exercise that has ever been sponsored by the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Energy in a joint effort. This joint effort is one to recognize capabilities, to recognize our strengths and recognize our weaknesses in the cyber field. And we got into this starting as a workforce development issue. It came from the workforce development issue, and then it became an issue that came very clear and came very close to home with the April 27th tornadoes. All of a sudden, when you found your power grid out, which would be a natural in a cyber attack, and you found your communications grid going out, because that would be natural. You found your financial institutions not being able to provide credit card exchanges. That would be a natural in a cyber attack. And then you found that your arsenal, your Department of Defense, was without power and had significant problems. It pointed out to all of us what it was the best tabletop that could ever happen in the cyber industry. We worked through that, and we worked through how we can come back with cogeneration. We're working in different areas right now on how to work cogeneration so we can generate electricity. We're working with our energy, and this cyber initiative works very closely with the energy initiative because the grid is one of the first things that would be touched. And so cogeneration comes in to be very important in this. But we've been working through this with our Cyber Huntsville initiative. Cyber Huntsville initiative is an initiative of academia, the colleges, UAH, Calhoun, Drake Technical College, Alabama A&M, Oakwood University, Auburn University, all of them coming together, working with industry and working with government so that we can make sure that we provide a protection in the cyber industry throughout not only Huntsville, Alabama, but throughout the United States, and also in exportable technology that we can export overseas. Use it to provide an industry that provides us workforce development, workers in the future, and provides for the city of Huntsville to provide a needed, necessary, capable industry out there right now today, one that will last for the next 10, 20, 30 years. We have been named, City of Huntsville was named the 10th smartest city in the world by Forbes magazine. It was also named the 4th geekiest community. Because of the intelligence that you find in this community, more degreed professionals, engineers per capita than anywhere else, you find that this is a perfect place for cyber industry to flourish. And we have right now, we have 200 companies working. We have thousands of volunteers working in the cyber effort, and so it's getting to be an effort that we are finding is turning into an industry for us. And that's why we do a tabletop exercise. That's why we do a joint conference. That's why we have a news conference, to bring awareness to each of our industry partners that the cyber industry is one that is very, very important to us. Jay, come up and talk about our cyber effort.
Thank you, Mayor. How terrific was that? I don't think there's anything left for me to say. We've come to expect that level of understanding of cybersecurity and cyber in general from our defense leadership, but how often is it that we see a mayor with that level of understanding of cybersecurity and the need for it? The one thing that I will add is that one of the things we're here for today is to talk about resiliency. We as a nation know that we can't afford to be totally secure. Nobody wants to shut off their computers, disconnect them from the networks, and shut down those networks and go back to typewriters and stubby pencils. So we know that in order to achieve an appropriate level of security, we need to focus on resiliency, the ability to bounce back, the ability to focus on what our priorities are, focus our resources on protecting those priorities, and ensure that we're able to be successful in the face of adversity, cyber attack, natural disaster, et cetera. So that's what we're here for today as part of the Cyber Resiliency Summit, and it is sponsored by Cyber Huntsville, and Cyber Huntsville will be a driving force behind resiliency, and the city's been pursuing resiliency for a number of years now, but with our renewed vigor and emphasis, given the threat that was verified by the tornadoes and the ability of just a tornado to shut down power and shut down comms, and our ability to even get food at one point and have lights on. Cyber Huntsville is going to continue to push the resiliency and make sure that we achieve the goals we need for the future.
Your real goal here is to, number one, you assess what you have, assess what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, you work on your weaknesses, you build on your strengths. And the strengths that we have are the areas that we will expand our industry and expand our exportable areas that we can do. The cyber field is so big right now. It's like the old Wild West. Everybody's going out and staking out their 40 acres. You know, where do you want to work? Do you want to work in missile defense? Do you want to work in defense industry? Do you want to work in the financial industry? Do you want to work in the utility industry, on the utility grid? And we as a community are now kind of coming to grips with that, but we're also seeing that we have some expertise in some areas that really make a lot of sense for us to continue to go forward with. You've got a number of people talking through what happened on April 27th, what happened when the grid went down, how this could happen under a cyber attack, what happened when all of a sudden you couldn't pump gas out of the ground because your credit card machines wouldn't work and they had to work to dispense gas. How all that works together, how the telecommunications, how the information systems all work together, and how we can protect those. And that's probably the key of the whole summit is how do we protect our assets that we have.